Hi, second grade, it's Mrs. Parsons. I hope you had a great week. I hope you enjoyed your family portrait project and they turned out wonderfully, and hopefully maybe mom and dad even hung them up. This week we're gonna start something new and I think you're really gonna like it. We're gonna be making our own pinwheels. And this is for a project that's actually worldwide. We're gonna be doing it in our own little way. It's called Pinwheels for Peace. And I've included a web page in our week's folder for you to look at if you want to get a little more information and find out more about it. But I thought second grade would really enjoy making their own pinwheels. So grab a piece of white paper. If you have a white paper from that packet from school, grab that. If you don't, any piece of white paper will work. Grab a quarter, which is kind of unusual for art class, but you'll see why we need it in a minute. A pencil, an eraser, and some crayons or markers, whatever you would like to color with. Even colored pencils will work. Paint is not going to be great for this project, so let's stick with markers, colored pencils, or crayons, and grab those things. I'll show you how we're going to get started on our very own pinwheel. So the first thing we need to do to make our pinwheel is to take our rectangular paper and turn it into a square. Let me show you how we're going to do that because it's a lot easier than you might think. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our vertical paper here. So I'm holding it vertical like an ice cream cone, not horizontal like a banana split. Vertical like an ice cream cone. I'm going to go down to the bottom left corner. Remember, left is the side where your hand makes an L. Take the bottom left corner. I'm going to bring, whoops, let me get a different sheet of paper here. I'm going to bring it up to the top, and I'm just going to take that corner up until it meets the edge of the paper here at the side. And when it meets the edge of the paper here at the side, when I crease it, I should have a nice, pretty sharp point down here at the bottom too. Just like that. Okay, then you're going to take your scissors and cut along that folded edge. I shouldn't say folded, but that edge that overlaps, because we don't need this rectangle. This is just extra. We don't need that. So put that to the side. Now I have a big triangle, but watch what happens when I open it up. I have a square. So we have a diagonal line going from the top to the bottom. I want to have one going this way too. We have it going one way, we need it going the other way. So this time I'm going to take the bottom right corner. Remember last time we took the bottom left, now we're going to take the bottom right. So go to the opposite corner you started on. I'm going to fold this up to the corner and crease it. It's okay if you need some help with this. I know it can be a little bit tricky to try and do my folds at home. So if you need some help, try and find an adult to help you or an older brother or sister. See if someone's around that can help you fold the paper. Once you have both of those folded, now we have 4 smaller triangles. Okay? This is where the quarter comes in. So that quarter, we're going to take and we're going to put right in the middle of our square. So right over where all of the points of our triangles meet, right in the middle. Take your pencil, trace around it. Whoops, Mrs. Parsons didn't trace so well there. Then flip your paper over and do the same thing on the other side. It's okay if it doesn't line up completely. The circle, as long as it's close to being in the same spot, that's fine. It doesn't have to be exact. We just want to make sure that we don't, when we start to cut the lines here, we want to make sure that we don't cut all the way down. So this circle is going to help us stop cutting. So now we have a circle on both sides. And the next step is to actually start putting different patterns in each of these 8 triangles. Each one should have a different kind of pattern. You want to try and make these as colorful as possible, because think about the pinwheels that you've seen different places. They're all really colorful, they have patterns, they're bright, they catch your attention right away. So that's what we want to do with ours. So you can see on mine, I drew all kinds of different things. I have stars, I have hearts, I have circles, I have stripes, I have wavy lines, zigzag lines. It's up to you if you want to draw these patterns in pencil first, if you want to just draw them right in crayon. Remember, I always like to draw in pencil first because if I make a mistake, I can erase. But if you don't want to draw in pencil, I understand. So what I'm going to do is take my ruler, and I'm just going to make stripes for the first one. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to draw a line right on the crease there. That way I know not to color or draw past that line. And actually, I'm just going to do it on all of them right away because that line is going to be my stopping point because we want each triangle to be different. And so in one of mine, I'm just going to draw some stripes. You do not need to do the same patterns that I'm doing. If you want to do something totally different, that would be great. I would love that. But if you want to use mine just to get some ideas, I understand that too, and that's perfectly okay. So each triangle is getting a different pattern. So I have one pattern in here. I'm going to put different ones in each of these. And then I'm also going to go to the back and try and come up with different patterns for each of these. So maybe on this one, I'll do zigzag lines. See if you can come up with some patterns that I didn't use, because I know there's lots more out there that I didn't use on mine. So let's see if you can come up with some of those. Okay, and we're just going to keep filling each triangle with a different pattern. All right, so second grade, this week I need you to work on making those triangles so that we can fill each one with pattern and start filling them with pattern. Draw them with pencil first if you'd like, and then go back and add the color. If you want to just go with the color right away, that's okay too. Just remember to try and do different patterns on the front and the back so that we have lots of different patterns when we start folding them to make our pinwheel. For this week, try and do at least the front of the pinwheel. Don't worry so much about the back, and we'll do more on that with that one next week.